Believe me, Jay.
Here we go. All right.
All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. 365, we making up plays. You talking the game, get you through the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety, topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. In the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, like working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. All sports, all plays.
All right. Here we go, folks, with another edition of Unscripted on the ASAP Sports Network. And as you can see, we have our boy back, Mr. Chris Gonzo Gonzalez. He's with us today, and we'll get him in a minute. But, hey, listen, it's a great day for sports, isn't it? Not really, because you know why it's not? Major League Baseball is still not going to start on time, and that still makes me sad because that means we're going to miss out on some really good games. We're going to have a shortened season. But it is what it is, and you can't make it any different. So we're going to move on from that, drink a little Jack Daniels, and have a good time talking what sports we can't talk about. Logan, say what's up to the people.
What up to the people? Happy Thursday. We got a stacked show, a lot of variety tonight, Jay. A lot of different sports we're going at, and it's going to be an awesome show. Can't wait to get into it, bro.
And our boy, our guest, our awesome dude, our major wrestling expert outside of Logan, and my sensei, Chris Gonzo Gonzalez. Say what's up to the people.
Hey, what's up, people? Good Thursday. Like you said, it would be better if we had some baseball, but got a lot of things to talk about. And Vince McMahon made a couple big announcements today as well.
Okay, I missed that. What exactly did Vince McMahon put out?
He's going to induct the Undertaker into the Hall of Fame.
Oh, nice.
And then he offered Pat McAfee a match at WrestleMania.
You know, I thought I read it, and I don't know if I saw it in a comment somewhere, but I thought they were talking about maybe trying to have Ted DiBiase Sr. Come do it, and it wound up being Vince McMahon. Is there any truth to that, or is that just a comment that they put in there that I just took a little too far?
Yeah, I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't really heard much about who's going to induct him, but I mean, the only other one I could have thought of would have been Kane, but I feel like Vince McMahon was probably the best choice out of all of these.
Yeah, I think Vince was the best choice.
And I think you're probably right, and that's what I'm saying. I think what I saw was probably just a comment on the post itself. So we will put no validity in what Jason McMahon says or Jay McLovin says. He's just full of crap. But here's what we know. Opening day is canceled.
You like how I changed the photo, Jay?
That's a perfect photo.
Yeah, I changed it because Jay did put it. He had a nice graphic put up, but I found something I think a little bit more fitting.
I don't know where Logan finds his graphics, because every time I try to search for things like this, I just don't find it. He must have a different search engine, or he's just put different words. He won't give me the full secret. I think he keeps it to himself. But for $9.99 a month, I think if I did it, I think I could convince him to give me the secret. But I don't know if my wife will let me spend $10 a month. I don't know. We'll see.
It adds up. We'll see. Let's
talk about little Rob Manfred. So I think it's time to get this guy out of here. I really do. I just think it's just time. And we'll talk about a little bit more about why it's time. But, you know, I'm thinking about like this. The owners, they're not going to give in. The players, they're damn sure not going to give in. And they put some things on the table, and I didn't write it down, unfortunately. Dadgummit, why didn't I write that down? But anyway, they put some things on the table that supposedly they were looking at. I think one of them was bigger bases. Mm-hmm. I think the other one was a pitcher's count on the mound.
Yeah,
and there was a third one in there. Do you remember what the third one was?
Yeah, the third one was banning the shift completely.
Yeah, banning the shift completely. And I wrote in my notes, and I found it now. That's the most dumbest thing ever to ban the shift. I'm sorry. Part of baseball is part of the strategicness of it. And hell no, Rob. We're not going to ban the shift. But outside of that, I mean, the players, they're still far apart. And I don't know. Do you think these guys are going to come any closer together in terms of the expectations? Or do you think the players are winning this one out and the owners are just going to have to suck it up? Logan, what's your thoughts?
I mean, I don't think the owners are honestly in any rush, Jay. I mean, they took, 3 months to even get an offer on the table. They had ample amount of time. They got down to the last. They were literally up at it was Sunday at 2 a.m. You were still getting updates about this stuff. It's like you got a test, right? And you got to cram everything the night before. That's pretty much what it felt like. And nothing came from it. I mean, there was reporters saying that there might be something happening. I think that was all just a bunch of nothing, honestly, to make the league look better. And it would not surprise me if this goes on a strike, if the players hold out even longer, because they've shown that they're not willing to back down. That obviously it's not about just the money, like a lot of people say. Obviously, we know these guys are paid handsomely, and it's about, like you mentioned, the rule changes, right? It's about MLB wanting a pitch clock. They want wider bases. They want to ban the shift. And players either don't want some, they don't want all. And then there's a bunch of other small money things that I don't know what's going on that they do that they just can't get together and agree on. And the players, they've said they're fine. The minor league season won't be affected, thankfully. I'm glad for that. But for the major leaguers, man, they've shown that they're not going to back down. They're not going to waver from their stance. And the owners aren't going to do much either until, like I said, until some more money starts dropping from their revenue. Another thing, too, guys, this will be the third straight season in which there will be less than 162 games played. Obviously, in 2020, you had the COVID year. Last year, they shortened it a little bit. And this year, it's not just opening day, like the text says. It's the first 2 series. So that's at least, 3 to 6 games maybe that are already off the schedule. And the way it's looking is that the longer this holdout goes on, the more games we're going to miss. It would not surprise me one bit if we lose at least 25% of the regular season. And that's just at a minimum. Who knows how long it'll go for. It sucks. At least there's college baseball to watch. And now the minor leagues are going to be ramping up too. But it sucks for a lot of the minor league guys who could have been in spring training trying to get that roster spot, now having to go and be an Uber driver to make some extra money because they couldn't do it in spring training. So it just sucks all around. Rob Manfred has not done this very good at all. And also our boy Sender and then Arroyo Sanchez, one of our favorite commenters as of late. He's saying the arbitration rules need to be changed, drafting needs to be changed, and marketing tactics need to be improved and changed. Arbitration, I think it was arbitration's weird because I think baseball's probably the only sport that does that.
Yeah, that was one of the things I was going to bring up. That's one of the things the players is wanting to get changed is some of the arbitration rules.
Right, because, you see teams more than ever manipulating guys' service time in the major league, minor leagues in order to avoid arbitration altogether pretty much, and that's just doing the player dirty. Drafting, I'm not sure how you would go about drafting. Right now, it's just the worst record gets the overall pick. I don't mind that. So I don't have an issue with the drafting, at least. I don't think – it's hard to tank in baseball, really. And then marketing tactics, I've said since we started the show, that they don't have any marketing. I saw a post on Twitter, I think, and it said that – and this is no knock on him, but it said that Tyler Hero for the Miami Heat had 3 million followers on Instagram, right? And he's a good player, very good player this year. And then meanwhile, the best player on the planet for baseball, Mike Trout, only has maybe 1 million. And that's just because no one knows who if you weren't a baseball fan and you saw Mike Trout at a Walmart, you wouldn't know who he is. You would have no idea.
Nope.
And that's just because they don't market these guys.
No, they don't. Their marketing is terrible. I will say this though. I like the idea of putting the pitcher's clock out there because
I'm okay with that. I can live with that just because it takes It can take a minute maybe before in between pitches. Not
Yeah,
take too long.
I don't have.
But if they're going to do that,
I'm fine with that. The wider bases, I don't see how that would be.
I don't see the wider bases win. I think that's too much of an advantage.
The only thing it would is, I guess, like if you're trying to pick someone off, that they would get to the bag even quicker, so they could get more leads. I mean, I can't think too much more of why they would or wouldn't want that. It's kind of.
But you know what? Hey, look, I'm gonna put it in. Hey, I think there should be a limited number of amount of times that batters can come out of that box to stop the pitch count.
Kind of like how they did with mound visits recently. How you
yeah,
can only
exactly.
Visit the
There's got to be a limit on that, as well as speeding up the pitching process. Gonzo, what's your thoughts, man?
Yeah, I think we might miss about 50% of the season. I think this is going to be the time that the players are finally together and dug in, and they're not going to give up until they get some of their demands met. I think
that's being generous, Chris.
Yeah, I totally
I'm being a little generous with them. I don't
think the owners, like you said, are in any hurry.
Owners don't care.
They're not in no hurry.
They're still billionaires.
And let's be honest. Baseball is so far behind the times of the NFL and the NBA in terms of what they allow their players to be able to do in contract negotiations that it really is kind of ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? And I don't blame the players for wanting to do what they're doing and digging their heels into the ground, because let's be honest, baseball has been stuck in the way of doing life forever. And if it wasn't for the players talking about the minor leagues would probably still be in the poverty level, which they still kind of are.
And I mean, let's not forget, they've been cutting a bunch of minor league programs recently too over the last couple of seasons. Yep. I mean, there's a lot of teams that have been terminated completely. And that's just, lack of revenue and just, that's the one thing about baseball is a lot different than every other sport is that feeder system, right? That minor league system where the number one overall draft pick doesn't go straight to the major leagues like every other sport. They go through the ringer. They go through at least 3 levels potentially of minor league baseball. And I mean, you don't hear about these guys, right? I mean, you don't hear about the number one overall pick from 2019 or whatever. I don't know where he's doing. No one does, because they don't shine anything on the minor leagues either. Well,
no, they really don't. They really don't.
Did you say 2019?
Yeah, who was that?
I think that might have been I can't think of his name. Cincinnati Reds pitcher, and they still haven't used them.
There you go. I mean,
in the minor leagues, that was like 105, and still hasn't made his major league baseball debut yet.
Yeah, let me see who that is. I'm just curious.
And just bring it up. That's why we're waiting. So John Suggs says it's 3rd week of April that they're looking at, and I mean that's crazy. That's a lot of baseball.
It's Hunter Green. I have him right here.
Hunter Green, and you had the bobblehead the whole time, and you didn't know.
Oh. This is his minor league bobblehead, and I forgot.
Oh, okay. We'll give you a little bit of slack there, but not much. And then we got Sandro. See, that's the problem, Logan. You didn't roll your R's when you said his name.
Yeah, I got
Arroyo Sanchez.
I got it figured out.
Hey, but he brings up a good point. Like, you remember, I remember this, the Sammy Sosa and Mark Aguirre commercials, all the big 80s and 90s baseball movies. I mean, they for a little bit there, they were marketing baseball and then it just kind of fell off the deep end, and you didn't see nothing.
If I could show you what my movie little holder here, Jay, I probably have like 10 movies of just all the great baseball ones, the Field of Dreams, the Major Leagues, little bench warmers, all the ones you know of. I mean, there hasn't been a baseball movie, at least mainstream, in probably 15 years. I
always kind of like the John Goodman classic Babe, where he was Babe Ruth.
Yeah,
I kind of like that one.
I mean, there's a lot of them, and then it's just I don't get it, man. Because baseball, let's be real, baseball hasn't grown probably 15, 20 years, honestly, not in any way of the sense. Their popularity doesn't go up. That's the thing;
they're just stuck in the past.
They're stuck in the past, and they're not changing. Every other sport's changing, right? I mean, football's made a few changes, like overtime and whatnot. They've gone across the state. They're going to Europe now and playing a couple of games. NASCAR, we're gonna talk about a little bit later. They're doing stages now, which has helped them out. I mean, there's just a lot, and and I think that with baseball, I think the pitch clock they do in the minor leagues, which I'm a fan of. I don't mind that at all, because I mean, let's be real here. Who has 3 to 4 hours, maybe even longer, over 162 games to watch your team? That's a lot. That is a lot. And it's the longest sport out there, and that's the thing, it's the only sport without a clock. So that's a disadvantage, you could say. So some people would say advantage. And I mean, it is what it is, but they gotta figure something out, man. Because I mean, you have all these young guys. You have the Tatises, the Acuñas, the Machados, the Stanton, whoever, right? All these young dudes in their prime, and we're not watching them right now, and it just sucks.
I think John Suggs brought up a good point. Do we blame Manfred or do we blame the owners? Me personally,
I blame both.
I think it's both. You're right. I think Manfred needs to do a better job, facilitate these owners to make moves, because let's be honest, like we said, baseball's been stuck in this forever rut. And at some point, somebody, the figurehead, and I get it, man. It's like football when we talk about diversity and hiring more black coaches, they're like, well, it's like Tagliabue into the owners. It's this age-old stuff, right, that we're just stuck in, that we need to get rid of and get away from. And this is one of them for baseball, and that's just giving more players a little bit more of a stake in where they go and what they do. I mean, I just think it should be looked at for sure. And definitely modernizing the game. They talk about bringing electronic umpires into minor leagues. And I don't know if they did that this year or if this is something that's coming up this year or not. But that's something that should be looked at as well, too. That way you get an even strike zone to where it's not easily manipulated, right?
Right. I mean, I can see the pros and cons for robot umpires. Pros because, I mean, obviously you're not going to get many calls wrong, but the cons is you're missing that human element that's in every other officiating for all the other sports. He says, do you guys think it's time to evolve and play less games or make the game less innings? I could maybe see a less games, right?
Yeah, I would.
162 is a lot. I mean, I don't know how many you could dwindle it down to. I mean, the NBA plays 82, so maybe do 100, right? Just keep it at 100, maybe play a little bit more. But I mean, I don't know about innings changes, just because that's just a lot of strategy be thrown out the window in a way. I know they do 7-inning double headers, but I mean, that's it though. That's all they do.
I gotta be honest with you. I think financially it makes more sense, though, to go to less innings and keep the games, because the games are what gives them the revenue, right? So, I mean, for them, it's a revenue thing. So I think it would make more sense if you're gonna do one or the other. Financially, it makes more sense for the owners to give less innings but keep the games the way they are, to where they're still drawing in the revenue. And let's be honest, they're gonna need it after this hiatus by the players.
I think they should cut the season down to about 120 games.
Yeah, just dwindle it down a little bit, because these guys are traveling a lot too.
Yeah, do 60 games, have your All-Star break, then do the rest of the season,
and then do like 60 more games. Then
the only thing I don't like about the shortening the innings of the game, you take a lot of the strategy for the managers out of the game, because then they're going to be using less pitchers. They're not going to.
They're going to be calling up more guys too. It's just it's going to be that would be a mess. But I mean, that's the thing too with baseball that is still different from every other sport. Most recently, the NBA, we saw they got rid of the back-to-back games, and I mean, my God, MLB, they go on road trips for 10+ days sometimes.
Oh, easily
constantly traveling, and that's just got to wear you down. And it's just, man, it's. I mean, if you're really into it, it's fun to watch. But I mean, it can be taxing and very much time consuming. And
why not shorten the season some? Because right now you have the World Series in October, and you got guys out here sometimes you're in a city where it's cold out. Mm-hmm. Why not cut it down so you get you're going to have the best weather maybe possible for the biggest games of the year, instead of having a game where it's 30 degrees out and the pitchers can't hardly feel the ball. And
right. Yeah, they could definitely do something. But, Jay, before we move on to this WNBA topic, I have some breaking news here from Woj on the NBA, and it's about the Brooklyn Nets, who are getting Kevin Durant back tonight, actually. But it says that Joe Harris is going to be out for the rest of the year with a season-ending ankle surgery. Ooh. So that is one of their shooters down for the year, in which they need him the most.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting to see how the Nets navigate this plan, because now they're getting now they're getting Durant back. Are they going to manage his minutes, put him on, load management? I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how
they
the rest
need
of
him
the
more than
season
ever right now, man, because they've been struggling.
Yeah, they have been. They really have been. And John Suggs says, total BS. So what if I charter private flights? I get it, John, but here's the deal. John. So we're going to move into the Liberty topic now, since I brought it up kind of prematurely early, but I wanted to kind of get this show moving. $500,000 for charter and flights last year is what New York Liberty got. Now listen, $500,000 ain't nothing. Not for these guys. It's not that big of a deal. But here's the deal. New York Liberty, the reason why there's an issue with it, John, is because the Liberty owners have enough money to charter these flights. Some of the other programs that are a little bit smaller, they don't have all the money that New York has, so it's a little harder for them to charter flights, given the amount of money that's coming in via revenue for the team. So it's a little bit more of a business deal to make it an even playing field, because why should New York Liberty have an advantage because they have money to have over somebody else? And that's really primarily the direction that it's heading in. The Liberty now here's where it gets kind of interesting for me. The Liberty proposed a way that the league could get comped 3 years of charter flights, but that has yet to gain traction by the league.
Really? Okay.
I don't understand how it hasn't gained traction by the league. To me personally, I think the league should be looking at all kinds of ways that they could get these guys and these players there sooner. But here's the penalties that they could be looking at beyond the $500,000, or here's the penalty they were talking about before they settled on the $500,000. The penalties that they were looking at was the New York Liberty would be losing draft picks, suspending ownership, termination of the franchise. Now, they were obviously going off the deep end with that one, but at the end of the day, they wound up cutting it down to $500,000 was their penalty. Logan, what do you think about the situation with the New York Liberty and getting fined for chartering the flights versus everything else?
I mean, is this maybe the only sport that doesn't allow chartered flights? I mean, I would have to look, but I mean, come on. I mean, I get it's in their CBA and all, but why would you not want to charter your athletes' flights, for God's sake?
Right.
I mean, these are your premier athletes who you pay a lot of money for to play the best games. And I found an article here on ESPN, Jay, talking about it. It says commercial travel for WNBA teams stipulated by the league's collective bargaining agreement with the players union has been a major point for the league in recent years, as players have drawn attention to cramped, uncomfortable seating on flights and travel snafus that have even led to games being canceled. I mean, if you can't catch a flight, you're not going to be able to play, right? But if you have your own plane, you can take off whenever and you can leave whenever. I mean, I don't see the big deal. I don't either. I can see how the WNBA is taking it as an advantage because this is the only team doing it, and they would have a better advantage, maybe better sleep, you know what I mean, over the opponents. But why not just have it for all? I mean, the NBA has been doing it forever. The MLB does it. The NHL, every league does this. Yeah, I mean, I get it. Why wouldn't you do it? I mean, I'm glad they didn't lose all their draft picks and whatnot. I mean, especially getting rid of the franchise, that would have been insane.
Right. And if they're so pissed though, Logan, at it, the Liberty gave them an out. They said, hey, look, here's how you can get some comp flights for 3 years.
Right. And I mean, the players, I see someone here saying, she said this is a joke, talking about how the league handled this. And then the WNBA Players Association tweeted that, quote, finding the teams for standing up for equity, standing up for the players, harkens back to a league that fined the players for standing up for social justice. There you go.
Gonzo, your thoughts?
I don't think they should have got fined. I mean, I know it's in the collective bargaining, but I mean, it's their money.
Right.
If they want to spend that money on their players to make their players more comfortable, I think the owner of that team should have the right to do that.
I think what they're saying though is
I understand what
the Liberty have so much more money than everybody else. Everybody else can't necessarily afford to do that, which I get though, Logan, because in some markets, man, like I don't know how the Phoenix market. I'm just going to use Phoenix as I don't know if the Phoenix is, if their market's any slower or better. But some of these smaller market teams, they just don't have the capital. Yeah, because they're paying their players. And that's another thing. They can barely pay their players the amount of money that they're really worth. Right. Let's be honest, the WNBA players don't necessarily get paid. I think they get paid what, like $60 to $100,000 for some of the better players, and maybe a little bit less for some of the lesser players.
Yeah, I know we brought up a while ago.
They're not paying these players like exorbitant amounts of money. So the money that they are getting in, they probably could splurge for a little bit for plane travel, but. At the end of the day, I think if you're an owner, you are probably looking at your bottom line, and they're probably saying the bottom line just doesn't support it. But at the end of the day, you're also getting concessions and everything else. So I still don't quite understand all of it. But
and if you're getting offered 3 years of comp flights, why not do it?
Exactly. That's my
I would have jumped it. If I was a player, I would have jumped at the opportunity. Like, Oh, I'll take it for sure. But it's
you know how much it probably sucks to be flying commercial air.
Oh yeah, especially with
bro.
Jay, those are like big women, man. They're long, they're lengthy, they're athletes, they're sore and cramped. Oh, it just sucks.
And this is the product you want to put on the floor, right?
Right. And Jay, it's another reason why we've said many times on this show the WNBA, like the MLB, isn't evolving any, and it just sucks. But before we got to Revolution, Jay, you said you watched Dynamite, right? We'll talk a little bit about it before we get to the match predictions. What did you think of AEW Dynamite last night, my friend?
I thought it was pretty good, actually. I saw Thunder Rosa beat up on Britt again.
Nice.
So Thunder Rosa obviously won that match. Thoughts on the Patriots met with Alabama wide receiver John Mechie III at the NFL Combine. He discussed how he would love to reunite with Mac Jones, be like Jamar Chase and Burrow.
That would be awesome.
That's what I'm watching right now. Is the NFL Combine.
Hey, listen, that's not a bad idea. And what you know what? And we're going to talk more about the Combine on Saturday. Logan, we're going to put that in for Saturday. We're going to talk about the Combine. Is it a viable asset? Or has it become outdated? We're going to talk about that on Saturday. That's going to be one of our topics.
I got you.
And speaking of topics, if you guys have any topics that you want us to cover, just throw the comments, and we will make sure to put that on the topics list for things to talk about, anything you guys want to talk about. But, yeah, you know, with the AEW Revolution, what I noticed, too, was what's that one dude? The Tag Team Royale, where I think the Young Bucks won that one. But, man, what a hell of a game, right? That was a hell of a – they were throwing them left, they were throwing them right, and I really thought a couple of them what's that – the one that came in that had the one that the dude that had the headphones on. I don't know their name, but they had the headphones on. I kind of thought they had a legitimate shot at it until, of course, they didn't. But overall, man, I thought it was pretty good. I thought we saw CM Punk. Oh, my God, CM Punk got punked out by MJF. He was supposed to be giving an apology. He hugged him, and he they embraced him, and then he hits him in the balls and puts him out of commission with the chain. Come on, CM Punk! Don't get punked out like that. You better bring something to Revolution.
Jay, I know you like seeing all that blood on TV. I know you did.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, man. It has a pretty good grab. But was that really his blood? Or was that just something that they staged? Because I can't tell.
What I tell you last time? They got a razor blade. They cut the foreheads.
That's right. That's right. You did tell me that. You're right. Man, see, you know what? They go through a lot of damn pain for no reason.
Also, Sander, take 5 and then come back to us after that comment. Get out of here.
Okay, we're gonna move on to that one.
That's what I was thinking as well.
I'm about to say go take a short break and we'll see you in a couple of minutes, buddy. He said, "You can talk about is your thoughts on hard."
We just talked about that, but John, where were you at?
John, we talked about that 3 shows ago.
But listen. No, I don't want to discourage John from putting topics in there, John.
Right.
And we will have a review back on John Suggs a little bit later. Yes. But yeah, we kind of already covered that one a day ago. So, but John, keep the comments and keep the topics coming. By the way, guys, Harden is playing lights out in Philly. I mean, they had another good game against the Knickerbockers, and Harden almost had another triple-double. So
he's happy. He's back with
he's back with Morey. He's happy.
He got rid of his.
He's back with Morey, and he's happy.
Right. Yeah, he's
living the dream, man. Living the dream. But all right, Logan, give me your thoughts on AEW last night. No, actually, unless you want to give your thoughts, I don't know.
I'll give my quick thoughts on Dynamite last night. Might as well. I like the show. It was pretty good. Obviously, you came out. Tony Khan, he had a big announcement. No one knew really what it was. Kind of hush hush. And then he announced that he was purchasing Ring of Honor. And Jay, you didn't know this, but Ring of Honor hasn't had a show in quite a while. They look like they might be folding as company. They've been around for a long time. They pretty much ran out of money. Because during the pandemic, Jay, they didn't let go of any of their wrestlers, which no one else did pretty much. So they paid all their wrestlers full price, full money. They didn't have fans, obviously, but that's pretty much what took them out of business. And they haven't had matches in a long time. So then we see Tony Khan bought the company, bought the tape library, right? All the old shows that they can use footage on now. And, I think they got a pay-per-view in April, if I'm not mistaken. Those Ring of Honor. So that's going to be interesting to see now. But we'll see what happens, because there's a lot of possibilities that might be opening up there. So then you saw Bryan Danielson, Chris Daniels, and those two guys who have been around for a long time had a good match, solid match. Pretty cool ending, right? Daniels going for the moonsault. Caught in the triangle, and then got elbowed, choked out. And I thought the line at the end was good. He's like, back in Ring of Honor, we end every match with a handshake, but we're not here anymore. And then just kicked his skull in for 20 minutes. That was good. Moxley came out, hyped the match up at the pay-per-view we'll get to in a minute. That's going to be a bloodbath, I'm sure. And that's the thing, Jay. Guess how old Christopher Daniels is? I want you to guess.
Christopher Daniels. I'm going to guesstimate, based on the way he looked, I'm going to guesstimate he's probably in his early to mid-60s.
Nope, 51.
Damn. All right, I was off. Okay.
Just a little bit off, though. It's all right. Then you mentioned the Casino Tag Team Battle Royale for the third spot. There's probably 15 teams. There were a lot of teams. There's more than I think they should have had. But that was just right to kill time. But I mean, there's so much to unpack there. You saw Top Flight come back for the first time in a year with Darius Martin, who was hurt with an ACL injury. Back with Dante, they were jumping all over the place, doing some high flying. In the end, the Young Bucks got the win with the kick in the groin, and kicked them off the apron for the win. So it's going to be them and Red Dragon going at it for the tag team championships with Lucha Express. Let's see. Then after that, I'm looking through a review, just looking at all the matches here. Then we have the MJF and Punk segment where, Jay, you saw him come out last week. You saw MJF say, I've been picked on my whole life, and I might be a bad person, but I had a rough upbringing and everything. And then this past week, you see they embrace, they hug, even though they still had a match at the pay-per-view. It's like, man, are they going to call it off? What's going to happen now? And then after the warm embrace, another kick in the groin. And then the blood starts coming. You see the ring, punched him right in the head. Bleeds like a stuffed pig. They hang him with the chain. Good segment. Really good segment there. Let's see. And then after that, you had the women's tag team match. Baker and Hayter versus Rosa and Martinez. Decent match. I mean, nothing too crazy. Really just hyping up for the pay-per-view with Rosa and Baker, I believe, the second or third match. Then you had the big squash match, Jay. I know you like the big guys. You saw Wardlow going to meet Cesar Bononi in a quick, probably minute-long match.
And slapped him and said, "Don't forget where you came from."
Got the easy win. And then afterwards, you see Spears trying to go in with the chair again and, kind of steal the thunder, steal the spotlight. Wardlow said, "Not today," and stopped the chair. Then we saw after that backstage, he got slapped by MJF saying, "Don't forget, you still work for me and not for AEW. I can kick you out," all this good stuff. So we'll see what happens with that. And then the main event, we had a tag match with the world champ Adam Page and the Dark Order against Adam Cole and Red Dragon in a 6-man. Solid match, right? Nothing too crazy. Pretty solid match. Nothing too insane. But Adam Cole gets the win. Then after the match, beats him.
They duct tape Hangman's hands to dang ropes.
Duct taped him to the rope afterwards. Hit him a few times, and
that was pretty dope.
Went off the air. Chris, what did you think of Dynamite before we move on to the matches at Revolution this week?
I thought it was a pretty good show overall. I really liked the MJF and CM Punk segment. I thought that was one of the highlights of the night. And then I really liked the Danielson match as well in that whole segment. Them were probably my two favorite segments of the night, but I thought it was a pretty good show overall.
Frankie, what was your favorite part of it last night? And also, we want your predictions for the pay-per-view. So, Jay, I got the card pulled up here. And I guess we'll just go down the list here of who we think's going to win. All right, let me see here. All right. I need to get the because they do have the two buy-in matches, right? The pre-show matches that may or may not be on YouTube. I'm not sure. It's going to be Layla Hirsch versus Chris Statlander in that one. All right, so Jay, who would you want to go with that one?
I don't know either one of them, so I'm just gonna pick one, and we'll see if I pick correctly. I'm gonna go with Layla Hirsch.
All right, Chris, what about you, my man?
I'm going with Statlander.
All right, I'll be the tiebreaker here. I'll go Layla Hirsch, just because why not? I don't really I don't really care too much about this feud, but I'll just go with it. And then the other buy-in match, the one I'm looking forward to, we got QT Marshall versus Hook is going to be a good matchup. Chris, I'll let you go first, and Jay, I'll give you a little rundown on who these are before we get your opinion on this. So, who you got in that one, Chris?
I'm gonna go with QT Marshall
In the upset.
Yep.
I got the boy Hook. Got to go with him. And then, all right, so Jay, pretty much what's been going on Rampage, their Friday night shows. Hook, he's like, what, 20, 21 or whatever. Young dude, Taz's son. And he's been just absolutely killing guys left and right each and every week. This is his first kind of real test. His first big opponent, QT Marshall. You know, he's been wrestling for a long time. He's a veteran. So it's either you want to go with the veteran in QT or the young, hot upstart in Hook. So who would you want to go with that?
I'm going to go with the upstart. Sometimes I feel like the upstart's going to get it. So I'm going to go with JT Hook. Is it JT Hook? Is that his name?
Just Hook.
Oh, so I'm going with Hook.
There you go.
You guys are probably right with Hook, but I like QT Marshall and like to see him get a win.
Hey, listen, it's not who you like, it's who you know, okay?
All right, and now on to the main card. And this is in no order because we don't know how it's going to shape up except for the main event. All right, so the first is that Jay, you still got a lot to learn on AEW.
Hey, I'm learning though every day, Frankie. I'm learning, okay?
Look, he watched the show last night, Frank. You got to give him a little bit of credit for that, all right? All right, so at the pay-per-view, we got the AHFO, which is Andrade El Idolo, Isaiah Cassidy, and Matt Hardy, going up against Darby Allin, Sammy Guevara, and Sting in a Tornado Tag Team 6-man match. Chris, who do you got going with that one?
I'm going with Sammy Guevara and Sting.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the good guys on this one. I mean, Andrade, Matt Hardy, I don't really care much about their faction. They never win anyways, so I don't see that happening much at the pay-per-view. And I got Sammy, Sting. It's Sting. Come on, Jay. You know who Sting is.
No, I know who Sting is. I know who Sting is.
The way the storyline has been, I just don't see it going the other way.
Nah, I don't either. All right, but Jay,
I'm going with the same one. I'm going with Sting too. I already had that one picked out. I'm going to go.
That was going to be easy.
Yeah. I'm not going against, and especially after I saw a pay-per-view last night where they kind of gave me like a little bit of a precursor to talk about it. Yeah, they were all about it, no doubt about it. So I'm not going to deviate away from Sting. So I'm going with Sting.
All right, this one's going to be interesting. We have a ladder match. The face of the Revolution ladder match. The winner gets a TNT Championship match. All right, so the competitors, we have Keith Lee, Orange Cassidy, Powerhouse Hobbs, Ricky Starks, Wardlow, and then we'll figure out on Friday if it's either going to be Christian Cage or Ethan Page. And those are the competitors at the moment. So out of those 4 to 5, who are you going to go with there? Chris, I'll let you start things off, buddy.
I'm going to go with Wardlow.
Interesting. All right, good pick. He does have some momentum. Jay, out of those names, who are you going to go with?
Yeah, I'm going with Wardlow. But real quick, I'm going with Wardlow as well. Frankie asked me if I knew who Hook's father was.
I just told it to you, Jay. I just told it to you a minute ago. You got to be having some good ears around me. But no, Jay, Hook's father is the commentator and former wrestler, Taz.
Wow. Okay. So, I'm gonna start listening more to your subliminal messages. Could you just give me like a little one finger up when he got a point like that? Yeah. Just so I know to pay. Okay, we got it. We're good. We're in the building now. But yeah, absolutely, man. I think Wardlow's gonna pull that one out. This is what I saw.
Frankie's got Wardlow. Damien's got Keith Lee. Since I want to be different, I'll go someone different. I'll go. I like Keith Lee. I like Wardlow. Don't get me wrong. Ricky Starks, the FTW champion. I don't see him getting 2 titles right now. I don't care for Orange Cassidy. I don't see him. That would be kind of a lame win. I'll go with Powerhouse Hobbs because why not? I like the big guy. Plus, I mean, come on, Jay. His name is Powerhouse. You got.
How do you go with the guy that's name is Powerhouse, right?
I'm about to say. How do you not go with him? All right, so let's keep moving. We have the feud with Chris Jericho and Eddie Kingston finally coming to blows at the pay-per-view. Jay, I'll let you start things off. Who do you got in these Battle of Veterans?
Just know who Chris Jericho is. I'm going Chris Jericho and Fozzy, baby, all day.
All right, Gonzo.
I'm going Kingston on this one. I think Kingston's finally going to get his big win.
Yeah, I think so too. I could maybe see Chris doing some cheating. Looks like he's making that heel turn that we all kind of been wanting for a little while. But I think Eddie I wouldn't say he's kind of like middle of the road. He ain't doing a whole lot right now. I mean, Chris can afford a loss, obviously. I think if you get Eddie to win here, he can maybe elevate to a potential title match somewhere. So I'm going to go with Eddie Kingston getting the win in that one. Should be a good match. It's two hard-hitting veterans going at it.
Frankie was Le Champion. I don't know who that is.
He went with Chris Jericho.
That's Chris Jericho.
Oh, my boy in blue is with me. All right, let's do it. Let's do it.
Damian Hernandez agrees with you with Jericho. All right, we only have a couple of matches left. We have the AEW TBS Championship on the line. I think we should all be in agreement with this one. We have Jade Cargill, the undefeated champion, go up against Ty Conti. I mean, I'm just going to go and say Jade Cargill wins in 5-10 minutes. Easy match. Chris?
Same thing. It's going to be Cargill. This is kind of probably going to be like the squash match of the pay-per-view, probably.
Yeah, this is like, no offense, this is the bathroom break. Everyone knows who's going to win this. Jay, are you going to shock the world and pick Ty Conti? You're going to go with the undefeated champion in Jade Cargill.
You know what? I'm going against the grain because everybody's picking.
Oh, my God, Jay.
I'm going to go to Conte. I'm going to go against the grain. I'm doing it, Logan. I'm doing it. I'm going against the grain. Tecante. Let's go.
Oh, my God, Jay. Wow. All right. You heard it here.
Because if I win, I'm going to look like an awesome-ass person.
If you win, Jay, I will buy you a T-shirt of your choosing for AEW shop. I will give you that. I bet that
we
much.
Heard that. Everybody heard that.
Everyone heard it. I will buy Jay whatever shirt he wants.
Because I need a T-shirt. I'll be honest with you. I'm running low on
T-shirts. Jay needs to get a wrestling T-shirt, and this will be if he can get this one right, I will get him one. All right.
Okay, bet.
That's a good bet there. All right. We have Jon Moxley and Bryan Danielson going at it here. Chris, who you got going with this one?
I'm going with Danielson in this one. I think Danielson wins this one, and I think they might do the thing where they Moxley and Danielson end up teaming up a little bit, forming a faction.
All right, Jay, who you got in this one? Danielson.
Yeah, wasn't there an issue with Danielson and Moxley at AEW last night?
Yeah, they were just hyping the match pretty much.
Yeah, right. I'm gonna go with Danielson because I watched him fight last night. Danielson did fight last night, so I'm gonna go with Danielson.
I'm gonna go with Moxley. I think he might get the upset win here, and I'm with Chris too. It looks like they're gonna be a team, but they got to fight each other first, Jay, to see if they're worthy of being partners and forming a faction, which that'd be fun to see.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea to put them two together and form something.
He said Jay wins and gets a Washington. Yeah, they'll be on clearance.
Hey, read between the lines.
Oh, see, I got my boys, Damian Hernandez and even Frankie, backing me up with Moxley. There we go. All right. Up next, we only have, I believe, 2 matches left. Actually, no, we have a few more. They got a lot of people there. All right, so we have the dog collar match, MJF and CM Punk. This probably won't be their only pay-per-view match. They might have another one. Man, this is going to be a good match. Jay, I'll let you go first. Who you got?
What he did to CM Punk makes me think the storyline is going to go that CM Punk gets his revenge on AEW Revolution. CM Punk, baby. Punk ain't getting punked out twice. You got him once. With that low blow balls kick, but you're not going to get him twice. CM Punk.
Chris.
I'm going with CM Punk here. I think MGF already has one victory over Punk. I think Punk's going to get the victory here so they can, like you said, set up another match between them and another pay-per-view. Because this is a good feud that they don't want to end this feud yet.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Punk. And just to correct you, Chris, let's not forget, he beat him twice, technically.
Yep.
He beat him twice.
Right. Twice, technically.
Jay, he choked him out with the ring rope, and the referee didn't see it, so it looked like it was a choke out. And then he got the ring that you saw last night and knocked him out for the other
Bro,
win,
he put a chain around his neck and had that dude pull that chain.
And that's the thing you're going to see, Jay. The dog collar match, they're both chained up. So we're going to be seeing some more.
They're chained together.
Yeah, they're chained together, yeah.
Oh, man.
So you're going to be seeing people getting whipped with chains. You're going to see.
Hey, listen, hold on, Logan. Let's stop the show. Listen, I'm a very poor person. I have a wife and 2 kids and 3 kids and dogs and cats and everything else coming on my a-hole. Mm-hmm. I need somebody to get a GoFundMe account, and I need to raise how much does it cost tonight if I want to do one spin? How much pay-per-view cost?
Probably like 60. right?
I need
Maybe a little bit less.
somebody to donate $60 to Jay
Just for that
McLovin
match for Jay.
so I can watch this damn match. Anyway,
And
okay,
we're not
I'm back.
even,
Back
Jay,
on
we're
you.
not
Let's go,
even
Logan.
done. There's still some more matches coming up because they have stacked. This is a stacked card. All right, keep it rolling here. We have the AEW Tag Team Championship match. Jurassic Express, Luchasaurus, and Jungle Boy, the champions, going up against Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly, Red Dragon, and the Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson. Are we getting new champions, Chris, or is Jurassic Express going to retain?
Jurassic Express is going to retain. I don't think their title run's over yet.
Yeah.
And the Young Bucks don't need the titles. And I don't think Jurassic Express title runs over yet. I think they're going to win this one.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with you only because I think we've seen over the last couple of weeks the bickering between the Young Bucks and Red Dragon. I think that's probably going to lead to, probably one of them getting eliminated. I don't think it's elimination, but still, we're going to see something in the match where one of them's probably going to get the easy win, but the other one shoves them off. Just some classic stuff there. But yeah, I think that just the both of those two teams kind of not being on the same page together is going to cost them both. So I'm going to go with the Lucha Express getting the win, retaining their titles. Who you got in this one, Jay? We're getting new champs or no?
I think we are, man.
Yeah, get him a fire stick. Get him a broken fire stick.
Hey, listen, if somebody wants to donate that type of fire stick to me, listen, I will be forever in your debt.
Yeah.
Listen, this is what I think is going to happen.
Okay, what you
I
got?
know they had the Express have the title.
Yep.
I know we got Red Dragon, who looked pretty freaking good last night on AEW. But then I also know the Young Bucks won the Casino Royale. And I just think that whoever won the Casino Royale, I think they have the edge. I just do. So I'm going to – in story writing, I just feel like they're going to go with Young Bucks. So I'm going Young Bucks on this one just because I feel like the storyline is there for it.
All right. You never know. And I think we have two more matches here, I think. Yep. We have the AEW Women's World Championship with Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, and Thunder Rosa. Jay, I'll let you start things first since we
Hell no, does Britt Baker get this? Thunder Rosa, baby. Thunder Rosa. Bring the Thunder again because you've won it twice over Britt Baker. And I think we're getting, at least what I've seen, and if there's more than that, there's probably more than that. But the two matches I've seen with Thunder Rosa and Britt Baker in it, Thunder Rosa has won. So I'm going Thunder Rosa all day, baby.
All right, Chris, who you got?
I'm going with Thunder Rosa as well. I think it's time for a title change.
I'm going to go with Britt Baker only because the cardinal rule, Chris, if you beat the champion on the show before, you never win on the pay-per-view. And that's what happened at AEW. Is Thunder Rosa beat Baker on Wednesday. I don't think she's going to do it twice in the same week. I think Britt can hold on to the title a little bit longer. And, maybe the group she's got with Hayter and everyone, that might break up. And maybe Hayter challenge her next. You never know. But I do think Thunder Rosa will win the title eventually, but just not yet. I think Britt's still pretty hot right now with her run. And also, Frankie's saying she's the W-GOAT, the women's greatest of all time.
Oh.
And she's got DMD baby Britt Baker. And finally, the main event of the evening for the whole enchilada, the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. Hangman Adam Page, your champion, going up against Adam Cole. Who will win this here match, Chris?
I'm going with Hangman Page. I think he's going to retain here.
All right. Jay McLovin, who is your prediction for the champ?
I'm going Adam Cole. I think he set the tone the other night when he had him duct taped up on the ropes, and I think we got Adam Cole.
I'm going to go with Adam. That's it, just an Adam. So I'll win either way. But I'll go with Page. I'll go Adam Page winning this one. And, I think Kenny Omega should be coming back kind of soon, so that's going to be interesting. We'll see.
And AEW usually aren't big on short title reigns. That's when they're right. Page is going to win this.
Right. You don't see – they usually hold on to the titles for a long time, so they at least milk it until sometimes a little bit too long, but they at least get a little bit of length out of it, which I'm cool with. Yeah,
see, no, I'm not cool with that, Logan. Exactly. I'm not cool at all. I'm going to tell you why I'm not cool, Logan.
Jay likes
I'm not cool? Because I can't predict somebody's damn storyline.
Once you get some more season under yourself, Jay, like me and Chris got, you'll see.
I need more seasoning. Chris, run to the store, give me some Vanderwall seasoning, and let's go, baby. I need some fajita marinade. Let's go.
I like it. Adam Polage. Just combine them two. I like it.
All right. We're going to move on off this topic because apparently Jay don't know squat. But I'm learning. I'm in my infancy right now, so it's okay. Nhl standings. I can tell you right now, my Dallas Stars aren't in it.
No,
they're just not. They're Logan. We're not in it. I don't know, and I'm still kind of early to the NHL. What their logo? I know most of their logos, but I don't know what Carolina's logo looks like yet.
Oh, you see that number one up there, Jay? The number one, the top right hand corner.
Is that y'all's logo?
That's the Hurricane.
Man, why didn't you pick one of the best damn?
I told you, Jay. What did I tell you? I said I was gonna put in on Google Maps which
you did. No, team. I'm not. Hey, listen, I'm not hating on you. I'm not.
I'm just saying.
I'm not going to say you're a Freddie Henderson. It's too early to call you Freddie Henderson.
Don't you put that on me, Jay.
I'm not going to do it to you. I'm not going to do it to you, man.
Don't you?
That's why I just said that. But let's talk, Logan.
Let's do it. What up?
Who you liking right now? Look, we already know. Outside of your boys, who you looking at?
Beside Carolina, obviously you got to go. Tampa Bay's been hot. They got 76 points. They're 8-1-1 their last 10, 1-5 in a row. And then also we got to go out to the Western Conference, Western Central, the Colorado Avalanche, best team in the league, 84 points, the most. They are looking really good, 8-2 in their last 10. One of the best home records with a 23-3-2 record. And so, I mean, they're looking hot too. So I like Colorado, and I like Tampa Bay for my other two options. Frankie's got the Bruins.
So who do you and so Frankie's got the Bruins all day, baby. Well, he is staying with the New England theme. I'm guesstimating. So these are Frankie's teams. Yep. The Patriots,
Boston,
the Bruins,
yep,
the Yankees, and the Lakers.
What a weird array.
I'm just saying, does that just sound like the worst cocktail you've ever had in your life? Whatever. Hey, listen. I guess Frankie wasn't alive in the days when Tupac and Biggie Smalls were going at it. And the East Coast, West Coast, baby. Pick one. Pick a coast and stay with it. But anyway, we'll move on. Gonzo. John Suggs got the Hurricanes. Gonzo.
Attaboy, John.
Who are you picking?
I like the Avalanche. I just like the way I like watching them play. They have so much speed on that team. The offensively, they're just dangerous.
And they won 4 in a row. Tampa Bay's won 5 in a row. Calgary won 2 in a row.
We don't have a professional hockey team.
Huh?
So we don't have a professional hockey team here.
Hey, we're in the same boat with you. Georgia.
So you need to pick a no. Here's what we're gonna do. Hey. You're in Mississippi, right? Gonzo, you're in Mississippi?
No, Indiana.
Indiana. I'm sorry. Damn. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to so you're in Indiana. So your closest team would be who? Would it be Chicago? The Blackhawks?
No, probably Columbus.
Columbus. Okay.
Blue Jackets.
Your new team, Gonzo, is Columbus. I don't want to hear nothing out of your mouth that you like other than Columbus. That's all you're allowed to like, Gonzo. That's all you're allowed to like. I'm gonna box you in, Gonzo. John Suggs and Hurricanes and Panthers out of the Eastern. Western is Vegas. And the Avalanche.
All right.
He said Jay must not really know me. How do I not know you, Frankie? You tell me one team that I listed: baseball, basketball, football, hockey. You name one team that I was wrong about, and then we can have a discussion. Until then, you need to come on the show and correct me in person.
All right.
After that gauntlet down. Did I look pretty?
I think you got him, Jay.
Did I look pretty scary when I did? I was trying to go my serious, scary impersonation.
I about to say Jay's been watching wrestling. Watch out now.
And you don't know what I'm capable. No, anyway.
Yeah, but we gotta save. Yeah.
He's working on his promo work.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, listen. I'm going with Tampa Bay. They're on a 5-game winning streak. They're looking pretty good. Tampa needs it. I'm going Tampa Bay on this one. I see the Rangers are in there, but no, I'm going to go Tampa Bay. St. Louis looking pretty good. Nah, I'm still going to go. I'm going Tampa Bay all the way, and you can't convince me otherwise. And Frankie says,
okay.
"You try."
It wasn't the sports he got him on. It wasn't the sports. It was pop culture.
Are you kidding?
It was the music.
Oh, that's what he meant. Okay, hey, listen, Frankie, I do know you, and you got to pick a coast. I don't care which coast you go with. You can go all West Coast. You can go all East Coast. Just pick a coast. I'm just saying, Frankie. All right, we're going to move this along before Frankie comes and finds me and beats my butt.
Exactly.
NASCAR Pennzoil 400 predictions. I'm going to get mine.
One for you, Frankie.
And let me be honest with you, Logan. I'm going to be honest with you. This is another sport that I know drivers. I will tell you this. I know the one thing I know about NASCAR is this, and that is that what's his name? Golly, the one they called the Intimidator.
Dale Earnhardt.
Yeah, Dale Earnhardt. Dale Earnhardt is king. I don't care what y'all say. Dale Earnhardt is king. Always will be king. Nobody comes before Dale Earnhardt. Okay, I've said that to say this. I'm picking John LaGoria. He's number 2 in the standings.
You mean Joey Logano?
I think Logano. Thank you for the clarification. Thank you, Logan. Go. You're showing how much I know about sports, but that's okay. I'm going John Logano, and I think he's going to win it. Logan, pick it up from there.
It's a good one. We see Frankie chiming in with some Bubba Wallace. I'm still watching that documentary on Netflix, Frankie. I'll let you know how it ends. I got one more episode left. It's going pretty good, though. It's pretty interesting to see what all drivers kind of go through. I'll go a different route, I guess, since Jay went with them. I'll go with Ryan Blaney because he has led a pretty good amount of laps. He's led 37, and he's currently in 4th place right now. He's got a 1 top 5 finish, 1 top 10, and he's looking pretty good. He's in 4th place, so I feel like he might get a win here.
Hey, real quick. So based on what you just said, was your first pick Logano? No. I
mean, I had no.
I'm just asking because you said there's Jay with Logano. I'm going to go this way. I just want to know if I stole your pick.
I have about as much skin in NASCAR as you do, Jay. So,
hey, listen, we all know that the man with the longest beard has the most skin. So we're gonna go with Gonzo. Gonzo, lead us to the promised land. Who you got?
You're asking the wrong person to lead you to the promised land in NASCAR, but I like Chase Elliott.
Hey, okay, there you go. Oh, here we go. John Suggs, the savior, maybe. He's got
John says Alex Bowman, Chase Elliott, which is who Gonzo went with. And then he has Kyle Larson as his top 3 picks. So I guess we're not too
Larson can drive. Larson's a good driver too.
Well, Larson's number 1 right now in the rankings. So I guess he is pretty damn good. I just think Logano. I don't know, man. I like it. I think isn't Logano an Italian name? He said that sounds like I like those Italians.
Hey, Logano's a good pick. Oh, I mean,
I think Logano's a great pick. To be honest with you, Gonzo. And I'm not going to say that because I said it. I have my aunt's Italian, and those Italians, they love to win, and they're really good at it. So I'm going with Logano just because he's an Italian, and he's number 2 in the standings. And I'm just going to stick with it. We're going to ride it out to the end. All right, who has the most approved this upcoming NFL season? And I'm going to tell you right now, and it's not because I am their fan. But I feel like Dallas has still the most approved to anybody. Because how can you take Dallas seriously if they don't win the postseason, given the roster that they have? Given the roster they have, Mike McCarthy has absolutely zero reason why you can't get past the first damn round. Let's just be honest. You got everything you need. You really do. The only thing you really got to do is solidify who your rotation is at the offensive line position. But you got the players to make it happen. You just got to make it happen. Dan Quinn's a hell of a good defensive coach. We know that. You can get these other guys under contract. We know that. So there's no Kellen Moore. I don't know what Kellen Moore does because everybody keeps saying that you basically take some of the plays away from Kellen. So let Kellen Moore lead the damn offense and let's rock and roll this thing. And having said that, Logan, who you got, brother?
If we're going to go with teams, I'm going to go with the Arizona Cardinals. I mean, Kyler Murray's he's wanting a lot of money. And, there's kind of a little bit of surroundings around it, just a lot of chatter that people aren't enjoying around that. So I mean, they got a talented team. They probably should have went further last year, but they couldn't. They kind of blew it in the playoffs. And so I got the Cardinals for my team. If I had to go with just a player, just off cuff, I'll go with Trevor Lawrence. I'll go with former number overall pick. He didn't look good last year. Let's be honest. He did not look good. I get the team sucked. I get there was a lot going on. But look, man, you're the number 1 overall pick. You got to help turn the franchise around. And he's got to do something this year to kind of show the fans in Jacksonville if he's legit or not. So we'll see.
Yeah, I kind of agree with what they're saying about the Bills because really the Bills, geez Louise, man, they came so close to not get it. I mean, let's be honest, 13 seconds? 13 seconds? You couldn't hold them down for 13 damn seconds? Yeah, they got a lot. In my opinion, they got a lot to prove come next year. Yep. Gonzo, what you got, baby?
Team-wise, I was going to say the Bills because of that. They need to prove that they are the best team in the AFC with Josh Allen, the way he keeps improving, and they haven't been able to get past Kansas City yet, and to lose the way they lost, I think there's a lot of pressure on them this year to get back there. But player-wise, I would say Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, Baker's got a lot to play for. Let's be honest. He's in a contract year right now.
Yeah.
He's in a contract year. And let's be honest, though. No. Gonzo, you're not going to get me down that rabbit hole because I want to save that for Saturday, too. Another Saturday topic is going to be, should Baker Mayfield – wait, no, hold on. Given Baker Mayfield is in a contract year, if he doesn't perform to the level of expectations we think, should he be replaced? And Logan, you formulate that down to how many letters you got to put in there.
I was about to say, I'm not going to put all that in there, Jake.
No, it doesn't have to be all that, but just something to the effect of, is Baker Mayfield worth a contract extension? Something to that. Given the fact that, let's be honest, guys, there's not a whole lot out there.
Yeah.
There's really not.
I mean, that's the situation that the Colts are in.
Right.
They're talking about moving on from Wentz, but who's out there?
Who the hell's out there? Who are you going to move on to?
Yeah. I don't understand what they're thinking because there's nobody out
Chargers
there.
Pretty good guess there too.
Yeah, the way Herbert,
a lot of close games that Herbert is, and I think Herbert is a stud. I absolutely agree with that.
And he's got Josh McDaniels. We'll see what we can do. It's
I don't know. Does McDaniels really have a lot to prove? I don't know. You're talking about year one.
Not year one.
Not year one.
I don't think in year one. Now I will say this, Damian. I will say this. Listen, here's the deal. Josh McDaniels failed his first time out with the Denver Broncos. Yep. But you know what? So did Pete Carroll with the New England Patriots. So it doesn't mean that he can't redeem himself. But I think given the situation that the Raiders are currently in, he's going to have to do a lot of tweaking. And I think you got to give him at least 3 years before you say he's a bust. Give him 3 years, see what he can build out with that team and make it his own. And then we can judge him. And I think year 3 is when he'll have the most pressure if he hasn't succeeded before then.
All right.
But all right, man. Hey, listen, I want to say this, though. For Frankie picking my Cowboys, and he laughed at me for saying that, can anybody really say that we shouldn't expect more from the Cowboys given the roster that they have constructed? I mean, really? I mean, don't we not expect more? I do. I can't believe that we didn't make it past the first round given the roster that we have.
No, I agree.
Especially since it came down to the last possession and given all the penalties that we had in the first half, we should have been better at the penalties in the first half so we could have got a rhythm going that probably would have given us the win over the 49ers and put us over the hump. Don't you agree?
Yeah, I think so.
I agree with you. I didn't like them. I'm not a Dallas Cowboy fan, but I didn't like the Mike McCarthy hire.
I didn't either.
You go from Jason Garrett to Mike McCarthy. To me,
that's a lateral move. That's not going up.
Yep.
Exactly, and that's my opinion. And I'm in agreement with all of you guys. John Suggs says, player-wise, he says Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones needs to be losing his job right now because they got Dable in there. Dable's probably gonna try to work with him, but if he can't improve under Dable, I think he's done. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I mean he's in the league for a few years now. The Giants haven't done a whole lot. He hasn't improved much either. I mean. Like I said, there's not much going on in this draft class in terms of like franchise changing quarterbacks. The Giants need a lot more. So I think you can stick with them for another season and then maybe next year in the draft, if it don't work out, look somewhere else. But I mean, it ain't been all sunshine with Daniel Jones.
And I think Damian kind of stated like Captain Obvious if you don't keep Aaron Rodgers and you don't get Devon Adams, they both have a lot to prove. No shit.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say that. No shit. Like, honestly, brother. I love you, Damian. Please don't leave the conversation, but come on, guy. Let's get with it. Hey, next up. All right, no trade offers yet for Aaron Rodgers. Now, guys, this is where it gets in. And this is where we're set. You know what, Damian? I love you, Damian, because you gave me the perfect segue right now into Aaron Rodgers. So you know what, Damian? You got the vote of the week. You're the number one fan. We got you, boo. Oh. Hey, listen. Let's be honest, guys. Let's talk. Let's put some serious thought into this discussion. No trade offers yet for Aaron Rodgers. Pittsburgh's out there. They need a quarterback. Broncos out there. They need a quarterback. Miami's out there, and I guess they really believe in Tua, even though I don't believe in Tua, and I think they need a quarterback. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So Houston obviously needs a quarterback because they apparently – well, I don't know if they do because Lovie Smith came out and he's kind of halfway endorsing Deshaun Watson saying, like, hey, we don't know if we're going to keep him or we're going to go. So I'm kind of on the fence. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, so the Dolphins are out of it, so they're not going to get him.
Yeah, so let's be honest. But why can somebody please – and for the love of God, Denver just brought Hackett. And we all know that they brought in Hackett to get to Rodgers because they want Aaron Rodgers to be their quarterback in the future, at least for however long he has left. Why the hell has Denver not put in a trade? I mean, obviously, you know why. I mean, we can say Pittsburgh too, but I think Denver has the most buy-in on Rodgers. Why have they not put a trade packet in for Rodgers? It's beyond freaking me. Can somebody explain it to me in the comments? Logan, I'm going to give you your first thoughts. What do you think, bro?
I mean, Aaron Rodgers is getting paid a ton of money this year. His contract, his base salary is $26 million. His cap hit, right? His cap hit is $46 million. So that's a good bit of money. He says Rodgers not going to the Steelers. I can see Denver or Washington. I don't think Washington because Washington's defense did not do nothing last year like we all thought. And Rodgers ain't going nowhere unless it's to a contender. I mean, obviously, man, I'm kind of leaning towards him staying, honestly, Jay, only because at this
point, there's been no traction on it.
There's been no offers, and I mean, the teams that he could go to, none of them are, at least in off the top of my head, are really Super Bowl contending at the moment. That kind of need a big piece, right?
I think Denver could be, though. I think with Rodgers at the helm, Denver could be that. I think they have a good defense. They have a good quarterback. They have Jerry Jeudy. I think they could.
Even with the West, though, even with Patrick Mahomes, even with Derek Carr, even with the rest of the
I'm not saying he's going to have it easy. He's still going to have to fight, but I think that Denver gives him a pretty damn good chance. And let's be honest now. If Aaron goes, so does Devontae Adams, because I don't think they're franchising Devontae if Aaron leaves.
Yeah.
So could they make a dual package to get Devontae Adams over?
That would kill someone. That would kill someone's salary cap. That's a lot of money between those guys.
That would be a lot of. And I think Denver, maybe they can't pull it out, but at some point, even the Packers are going to have to let go of Devontae.
I don't think we're going to see Devontae and Aaron again. I think if Aaron stays in Green Bay, obviously Devontae is gone. If Devontae stays in Green Bay, Aaron's gone because the Packers are in so much debt right now, and they're so much over the salary cap. They have to get rid of some, Jay. You can't keep them both, unfortunately.
And that's my point.
I would rather go with Rodgers. I mean, I know he hasn't performed in recent years. I know in the regular season he's been fine, but I'm talking about the playoffs where it matters the most. He's only got that one Super Bowl ring. I mean, I would still rather go with Rodgers than
I would too, and I'm going to tell you why.
Adams.
I would too, and I'll tell you why. Because even if they let go of Devontae Adams, they got plenty enough room to bring in. And it's going to be crazy to hear me say this, but AB is out there, and he can get him at the dirt cheap.
Jay, can you pull up that comment from John Sugg? Because I just need to see this buffoonery on my screen.
It'd be funny for him to go to the Vikings and get Kirk Cousins and 2 picks.
Thank you, John, for the best comment of the night.
If Minnesota does that, wow.
That'd be crazy. If they ever pull that off, then John Suggs, you can be the new host of Unscripted for a week or month. Who cares? Because that would be insanely. If that ever happens, we'll mark it down here, Jay.
I'll say this. You put Aaron Rodgers with the likes of Dalvin Cook, that offensive line, Justin Jefferson, and freaking Thielen.
Ooh.
Oh, we're talking mad offense.
Plus, they got a head coach too. They got new head coach in, new blood. He says, "I need Rodgers to leave ASAP. I'm tired of seeing it every year."
Hey, I get you, bro. I get you. And then, you know what? And he said nobody wants this a-hole. That's why. And I get it, man, because he's a regular season guy. He hasn't really shown with the Green Bay Packers that outside of that 1 year with McCarthy that he can get to the big dance and win it. So I get it. I mean, maybe people are kind of gun shy on, Rodgers is aging. He's getting a little older every year. He still hasn't proved that he can win the big dance outside of that 1 year with McCarthy. And maybe they're not willing to make that much of an investment into him. What do y'all think?
Yeah, I mean, I get that Aaron Rodgers ain't the most popular guy in the world, right? I mean, but like you said, Jay, he's great in the regular season, but in the playoffs, he just always comes up short, except for that one season, right? And I mean, he's only got I think his contract good for 2 more years, and then he'll probably retire at that point, honestly. So
I think you would.
Whoever gets him, just know it's for a very short amount of time. He said trade him to the Niners for Jimmy Garoppolo.
I can see that.
No. Well, I don't see that happening, John, because why the hell would you draft Trey Lance last season with the number 3 overall pick?
I get that too.
Longer.
He said Rodgers got traded to the couch. Gonzo, what are your thoughts on this, brother? Before we go to the next topic, Gonzo, what's your thoughts?
I think that this is just Green Bay putting it out there that there's no trade offers. I think they're doing that to put pressure on Rodgers to try to get him to stay in Green Bay.
That could work.
That could be true. I mean, honestly, they may be doing some reverse psychology.
And are they putting it out there that they're taking trade offers that they want teams to even reach out to them? So
that's a good point.
And that's true too. That's true. That's a good possibility.
I think if Rodgers was available, there's some teams that are going to be trying to put something together to get him if they can get him.
So the Jets.
He's just saying because he was going to go to purgatory.
Hey, Hernandez, he's coming to the Colts before he goes to the Jets.
Exactly. Well,
if he gets straight to the Jets, he'll just retire. Let's be real here.
All right, guys, we're going to move on to Mitchell Trubisky. Does he get another starting job? Let's be honest. I know that, and I can't remember the guy's name, but I'm just going to say the coach. The coach of the Bills came out and said that he expects Mitchell Trubisky basically to move on to a starting gig based on the caliber of level of play that he's shown to him. And I think Trubisky probably could get a fresh start somewhere else. I think he probably needs one. I think he might do quite well. I think Trubisky might actually surprise us if he gets underneath a coach or a quarterback coach that can further develop him. I think he would be great. And let's be honest, there are jobs out there that are viable. I mean, like I said, Pittsburgh's looking for somebody. The Broncos are looking for somebody. Washington's looking for somebody. The Texans, I don't think they're sold on Davis Mills all the way, and I think they already kind of closed the door on Watson, so they could be looking for somebody. New Orleans is out there. I mean, there's a long list of people that could use a Trubisky. What do y'all think, Logan?
I mean, I was never really a huge fan of Mitchell Trubisky. He doesn't really impress me that much. I mean, he just, I don't know, man. I was just never really sold on him. It's not that he's a horrible quarterback or nothing. I mean, in 2018, he was a Pro Bowler, right? They went 11-3. But other than that, they didn't do a whole lot. And, I mean, he's been riding the bench this past season. I mean, I felt like if he was good enough to be a starter, how come he wasn't starting this past season for another team?
Yeah.
I mean, I think he's still super young, right? But, I mean, I would rather, I don't know, man. I don't know would you rather take a chance on a new hot young guy out of college or someone who kind of had a decent career but never really lived up to those? Because, I mean, he has some pretty high expectations coming out of college.
Right. And let's be honest, you could probably get Trubisky at a very cheap price on a prove-it deal.
Yeah, if you're I think he's more of a transition quarterback than what would be a franchise quarterback. If you're say, let's just hypothetically, right? Let's say if you're Green Bay and if you lose Aaron Rodgers, just say screw Jordan Love, throw him in here, and then get someone in the draft. I don't think they've been there.
So we call him a bridge gap quarterback. He can bridge the gap between where they are now and where they're trying to go.
That's what I think he would be at best. It's just,
Chris Gonzo, what you think,
brother? I think he might get another chance to be a starter. Honestly, I think Trubisky could be a good starter. I think the biggest problem there was Nagy. I think it was the offense they had him in.
I agree.
And Nagy's play calling.
I agree. And they didn't really develop him, let's be honest.
I think Trubisky might be one of the guys the Colts are looking at maybe if they decide to get rid of Wentz.
I don't know. I would.
But to me,
I don't know why you want to get rid of Wentz for him, though.
I wouldn't get rid of Wentz for him, but
that's a downgrade.
You know what I can see happening though? No, you know what I can see happening though? Bring in Trubisky on a prove it deal and let him go to camp against Wentz and prove it.
Well, I mean, everybody's on Wentz, and he didn't play that bad last year. That wasn't all his fault.
No. It's for Chris.
I'm a guy.
He didn't play that great either, Chris.
He played good.
Come on now. He's folded under pressure, Chris. So don't say that. Now, I will say, hey, in your defense, you can make the argument, and they made it on another show. I'm not going to say the show because I don't want to be promo. But he said basically that he doesn't have a great number one because he's got an aging T.Y. Hilton. So you can make the argument he doesn't have a true number one to throw to, and I could probably agree with that. But I still think that you bring in Mitchell Trubisky and prove it and let him go to camp with them, and let's see who battles out with whatever roster you give him.
He threw almost 30 touchdowns, only 7 interceptions last year. I mean, it wasn't like he had a terrible year. The last 2 games,
I would 100% rather have Carson Wentz than Mitchell Trubisky as my starting quarterback every day of the damn week.
I agree with that.
I think Mitchell's going to prove a lot of people wrong, and I don't know why I feel that way, but I feel like Mitchell's going to prove. I feel like Mitchell's going to prove a lot of people wrong. He's got the buy-in of Dable. I wouldn't be surprised if the Giants gave Trubisky a run at the money and say, "Hey, look, we got Daniel Jones. Let's see what you can do." I wouldn't be surprised.
No, I could see maybe that. I think he could be a good quarterback. I think a lot of the blame goes to Matt Nagy myself.
I agree with you. I think a lot of it, I would say even almost the majority of it, because I don't think that they used Trubisky or did they develop Trubisky in the right way. I just don't. And I think that's what I think they got tired of that and they wanted to give Justin Fields a better shot at being the guy. So that's why they went and got Eberflus and thinking that Eberflus could turn him around or get Fields going in the right direction, you know? I'm not even really truly sold on Eberflus either. I think they should have brought in Brian Flores, gave him the damn job, and let's roll.
Yeah. John Suggs on here he made a good comment. He said he thinks he goes to the Steelers. I could see maybe that.
I'd rather have him than Mason Rudolph or whoever the hell they got.
I was gonna say they got Mason Rudolph and Haskins.
Yeah, no. He's not going to Tampa. They got Kyle Trask.
I love how David throws those wild cards in there, though.
I was about to say he keeps us on our toes.
I think he goes to the. I like y'all guys said.
That would probably be my.
Frankie. I was just watching that. That's why I was leaning over to watching that. Olave run that 4.2.
So Chris Olave just ran a 4.26.
Yep.
What was that?
That's a fact. Hey, can anybody tell me, Frankie, if you're out there, Google this for me. Find out what Tyreek Hill ran.
You just read my mind, my friend. I was just about to ask that. I like it.
Because I wonder what Tyreek Hill ran in his combine, because that would give us a true comparison. What did he run?
He ran a 4.29 was Tyreek Hill. So 0.3 seconds quicker.
Yep.
No, Chris Olave basically beat Tyreek Hill's numbers.
And the fastest, let me see what the fastest
Wait, hold on. Can somebody tell me, and I don't know this, but how tall is Chris Olave?
Chris Olave is 6'1", 187 pounds.
So he's a taller version and faster version of Tyreek Hill. How crazy is that?
Yeah, because Tyreek Hill, Tyreek is 5'10", 185, right? So pretty much the same weight, but a couple inches taller.
I'll take that every day of the week.
I was curious. I want to see what the fastest 40 was, and that goes to I think former
Dion ran a 3.9. According to John,
unofficially, right? Because
I wouldn't put Dion.
Surprise me.
I think Dion probably did run. I mean, Dion's a fast dude too, man. Damn.
But the one I just did a quick Google on that was updated like 4 hours ago. John Ross ran a 4.22.
Yeah, a couple years ago, I remember watching it. I remember watching it on TV.
So the only thing though that Ole needs to be able to do is have good hands and be a good route runner.
Yeah,
he's in the ballpark.
Dude, a lot of these receivers are running right around 4.3, 4.4. That was
I know because they put all their GMOs in the food that are making these guys be subhuman.
I'm about to say John Ross ain't done nothing, but it's nice to see speed though. I'm just saying,
Hey,
John.
Speed is one aspect. If you got speed and you can develop your hands, oh my gosh, and how dangerous can you be? But like you said, not everybody can develop the hand-eye coordination to the ball. I mean, that does take skill, so I don't want to overlook that. But dang, speed is still – you can't teach speed, baby.
Not. You're right about that. All right, let's keep it moving, Jay.
All right, NCAA basketball standings update. This is what I got, and I'm going to put out some interesting facts. Obviously, we came off the big week or the big weekend of
that was crazy last week.
The 6 top teams getting beat. So this is going to reflect. But the first thing I want to respect is I'm going to say number one, obviously, is Gonzaga, and their record is 24-3. What's interesting to me is at number 14 sits Houston, and they're 24-4. But before we say the rest of the guys that are out there, that just kind of shows you how tight 1 through 14 is.
Yeah.
And now that's when you start getting to the nitty-gritty of who has, I guess, a tougher schedule of why this list is the way it is. But basically, you got Gonzaga at 1, Arizona at 2, Baylor at 3. And the surprise to me, Duke came out at number 9, and now they're number 4. Auburn dropped to 5. Kansas Jayhawks are at 6. Kentucky is at 7. Purdue slid all the way down to 8 with Providence coming in at 9. Wisconsin at 10. Villanova at 11. Texas Tech at 12. Tennessee at 13. And as I mentioned, Houston's at 14. And I don't know if we need to go beyond the 14. Let's just kind of focus on the 14. And what do you guys think about the current way that the AP has the top 14?
Yeah, I mean, it was crazy last week, all those teams losing. Obviously, you didn't see a whole lot of shifting. Duke is red hot right now, right? They've won 7 in a row. They're a really good team. And, I mean, there's a reason that they're 26-4. I mean, they rightfully deserve to get moved up. When all those teams lost, they were still doing good. I did see the other night that Wisconsin, when they beat Purdue, I think for like half the ownership for the Big 12 title, they got beat someone else in a later date for that, but they do own a share of that. But yeah, I mean, you mentioned, man, we got some really close teams here, 1 through 14, and even I would throw in Arkansas and USC. USC's 25-5. I mean, they're all grouped up near each other.
John Suggs wants to know, and Logan, give your opinion on this, and so do you, Gonzo. But John Suggs wants to know, does UNC make the bubble?
So North Carolina, are they even ranked? Let me see. I don't even see them on here. Hold on. I mean, I don't even think they're top 25. Not that I can see on my screen, but so North Carolina basketball, man, that's a.
And they just got destroyed by Duke.
Yeah, so they play again. Actually, tomorrow or on Saturday, Jay. They play on Saturday. But yeah, I mean, they're not doing too hot. But man, we'll see. I mean, I think they might get a chance with just with everything going on. But it wouldn't surprise me.
Gonzo, your thoughts?
I was kind of surprised that Purdue fell as far as they did, but other than that,
yeah.
I mean, when you have 9 ranked teams losing one day, and 7 of those ranked teams lost to teams that was unranked, you're gonna have a lot of movement in the rankings.
Yep.
Me and Gonzo had the privilege of talking about this on another show, and I'm gonna ask you the same question I asked Gonzo and I asked Pride. I'm gonna ask this to Logan.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think this is obviously Coach K's last year, right? This is his farewell tour. Given that they have moved up to number 4 and the fact that all 6 teams lost last weekend, do you think Duke can make a serious deep run at the NCAA title?
I think so, Jay, just because they're playing with that momentum. They're playing with they know their coach is gone at the end of this year. They're obviously red hot right now. They're on a good winning streak at the perfect time. The tournament's coming up soon, the ACC tournament, and I think that that they're playing good right now. I think they're going to carry that into March, in March Madness. So I think they could make a deep run. It wouldn't surprise me.
Okay. God, did you want to say anything on that? I know we talked about it in the morning show. Did you want to say anything on that, or are you good?
Oh, I'm good.
All right, then. We will move on to the Undertaker versus Edge Hell in a Cell match. Now, Gonzo picked this one out, and I asked Gonzo on the last show to pick us out one because I wanted to see what Gonzo would bring to the table, and he brought us 2008 SummerSlam's Hell in a Cell, Undertaker versus Edge. And this is what I took away from it. And I made notes on this. This is what I took away on my notes. Number one, Vicky. I found out Vicky was married to Edge. Didn't know that. Vicky Guerrero was married to Edge. I don't know. I don't think they're still married. But she was at the match when it went on.
Jay, they're not really married,
Okay, I did not know that. Okay.
I will say she was legit married to Eddie Guerrero though.
Okay. I don't know that. I guess I got confused now because they were making it out like they were married. But okay.
Yeah, I bet you they did sell it pretty good.
Yeah, in the storyline they were married.
Oh, okay. See, I'm still learning about wrestling, folks. So don't take everything I say with face value because my experts here will correct me as they really have done. Undertaker put the foot to the face of Edge. I noticed that. And then there was a lot of slams that Edge put into the fence by Undertaker. And Undertaker did a lot of headbutting on Edge. And there was a lot of slams into the steps on the stage. So they clearly used the stage steps as a tool. They also used a lot of different tables and slamming into tables. But they did. As a matter of fact, they even broke through the actual cage itself. It actually went out into the surface where there was a lot of monitors being slapped around. And basically, it was interesting. I mean, Undertaker, I'm going to cut it down. I'm going to cut it short because I know we have time. Undertaker basically won that match, but I thought it was interesting as there was a lot of choke slams by Undertaker onto Edge, and when he actually beat Edge, and Edge was there choked out, and Undertaker almost gets to where he's about to leave the stage area, where I guess they go off into the background. He looks and he sees that Edge isn't quite incapacitated all the way. So he goes, what does he do? He goes back to the stage and continues to choke slam him and do the tombstone and a lot of other different things to Edge, to where Edge was completely destroyed. And then Undertaker finally leaves the ring. I'm going to tell you right now, it was a good match.
Yep.
It was a good match. And I will tell you, they used every bit of the ladders that they could. They used every bit, and there was a couple of chair kerfuffles in there where they put them in between chairs, and it was a pretty damn exciting match, to be honest with you. And Undertaker looked pretty freaking phenomenal. Edge looked good as well, but as you saw, Edge did lose to the Undertaker, and the Dead did win that match. Logan, you're up.
Yeah, really good match. And Jay, I'm curious, was this your first Hell in a Cell match you've ever watched? Because if so,
it was my first Hell in a Cell match, absolutely.
Chris,
and it was hell of a good.
You know which one we got to show him next.
Yep.
The most famous one. So, Jay, that might be your report for Saturday's show.
Okay, that's fine. Hey, I'm down.
Also with the Undertaker, so you'll get used to him. Is his Coach Boeheim is his last year. He's with Syracuse, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
He's still there. I mean, are they doing good this year? Didn't y'all know?
They're decent. They're not one of the top teams though.
I'd keep him around. He's a legend. Is Edge wearing a thong?
He said Edge wearing a thong.
It would not surprise me. A lot of wrestlers do.
He said good times. Or Frankie says good times between two Hall of Famers. It was. Hey, that match was really freaking good.
Also, he said it's funny. Jay took notes instead of watching it on Peacock. He watched it, Frank. He killed. Jay, Frankie. That's the thing. We find these all on YouTube for free. So everyone can watch. Why
is Frankie busting my balls so hard?
Frankie, we've got the link here on the show.
Jeez,
he said, "Did you watch it?" Or just
did you YouTube the highlight? No, I watched the entire one. I watched whatever you guys give me.
Frankie, we find the full matches on YouTube. I would say you can see it. It's a little blurry, but you can see in the top left hand it says full match.
That was why it wasn't the other Hell in a Cell match because I couldn't find the full match on YouTube.
I don't know
kept
how.
finding
That
like
was like,
highlights and stuff.
that was 20 years old. How's that not on there? Anyways.
That was the one I was looking for.
Okay.
And I did make a highlight.
I really like this one.
Hey,
Yeah.
Edge hit Undertaker in the balls.
I know you love those spots, Jay.
I know. I love it when they hit him in the balls. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, a good match. Like I said, Edge was kind of in his prime right here, right? This is 08. He was still doing really good stuff here right before he had all those surgeries and he was out of action for a long time. But, I mean, he was still red hot. Undertaker was still looking good here. Still had a couple of years left of him being on the show regularly. You had Jim Ross and Taz as your commentators. Those were always an underrated duo, I thought, for SmackDown. Love Jim Ross. He was still in his prime, doing his good work there. Taz was looking good. The ending with the choke slam off the ladder through the ring, and then using his mythical powers, Jay, lit the little hole that he threw him into on fire. Just a nice
I saw that
crazy touch there. But I mean, this is like I said, it's a good match. It was fun watching this. I haven't watched it in a long time. Both they looked good throughout it. Fun match, and it was good to watch. It was a nice watch, and nice to see the Undertaker looking good in the ring. Because the last couple of years, it was not fun. But so this was a nice change of pace. But what do you got on this, Chris?
Before we go to Gonzo real quick, I just want to show something real fast. Let me see if I can get this done.
Come on, Jay. You got this.
Hey, if you can see all these notes, Frankie, this was all off of the show. So there's no way you're getting that much notes. Okay, you're not getting that much notes just by watching the highlights. I watched the full movie and took notes. I did my dissertation, and it was quite extensive, sir.
Good work.
Anyway, we will move on to talk to Gonzo. Gonzo, what did you think of this match, sir?
This is actually a match I really like for a few reasons. One reason we was actually at this SummerSlam. It was in Indianapolis, Indiana, and me and my son were like 10. We were in the 10th row, so we had real good seats for when they came out of the cage and everything. But and like when he set that cage or the ring on fire, you could feel that heat when they.
Oh man, you could. There's no way you're not feeling that heat.
Oh man, it was hot, but it was a.
How about like this? Hey, watch this, Gonzo. When I've gone to concerts and they had the pyrotechnics, let me tell you something. Anybody knows Jay McLovin knows when Jay McLovin goes to a concert, he's always front row.
And drunk.
There's nobody between me and the microphone. Me and the microphone are almost synonymous that I can reach out and grab it. And if you know Jay, I've got plenty of YouTube videos up there with me at concerts showing that. But I will tell you this, when they put the pyrotechnics up here that close, you can feel it off the stage. And if you say can't, you ain't never really been to a good concert. It's crazy. So I get what you're saying, Chris. There's no way you're not feeling that pyrotechnic.
And then I agree with Logan. It was great to hear JR and Taz together.
Yeah.
I wrote that down about their commentary. Their commentary on this match was
good, by the way.
Good.
Especially when the monitors are being flown around. It was amazing.
Just swinging it. Yeah, Frankie brought up a good point that he said Jay needs to watch Kane and Undertaker in the first ever Inferno match. Yeah. And now, Jay, what the Inferno match, there's only been a handful in wrestling history. So it's the entire ring is surrounded by, I guess, I don't know what, they're just support beams, fire, like wood, whatever, but it's on fire. So
that's crazy to me. That is freaking crazy. I mean, watch this. When I watched the Elimination Chamber and I watched Bobby Lashley get slung into that beam, and that was not, I think it was probably, they were supposed to hit the glass, but I don't think they were supposed to go through the glass, and they went through the glass. That to me was amazing. And the fact that Bobby Lashley really got hurt, not that I want him to get hurt, but it just shows to show you that even though it's scripted, these dudes are really going at it.
He has to watch that.
I never thought about that.
Watch the other Hell in the Cell match.
Oh yeah, it's really good, man. I think you definitely need. We'll try and find it for you. But
you pull it up and I'm watching it, baby.
There you go.
I'll never forget where I was when I watched that match. That match was just crazy.
Well, all right, folks. We have literally come to about an hour and 33 minutes on this. We went a little bit over our time, but you know what? We had a good time talking sports with you and everybody. And I'm going to give everybody a chance to say their final thoughts before we get the hell out of here. Logan, I'm gonna let Gonzo wrap it up for us. But what you got? Anything you want to put out there?
Yeah, final thoughts. Good show tonight, fellas. All around, good work. Thanks to all the comments. It's been fun. If you guys, like I say, if you guys got any topics, let us know. We got some big stuff coming up for Unscripted. Like we said, we have WrestleMania live coverage, night 1 on Saturday, and also night 2 on Sunday. That's going to be fun. Come watch the show with us and get our reactions. It was fun last year. It's going to be even better this year. That's in April. Like I said, Saturday we got a good show, so it's going to be fun. Appreciate you coming on, Chris. Again, it's been fun having you on, man, talking some wrestling and some sports with you. Jay, of course, you're doing better, man, each and every day, getting better at producing. And I've taught you well, my son. But Chris, take us home, man. What do you got?
First of all, thank you guys for having me on again. I enjoy coming on and talking with you guys. Saturday, I'll be having you guys. If you guys are interested, I'm doing a live watch along for the UFC for 272 this weekend, and then
that'll be a good match, man. Covington and Masvidal. That's gonna be a good fight.
John, Chris, let me be honest with you, Chris. Let me tell you how this show works, man. You're cheap. You're cheap, Chris. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. Listen, between me, Logan, and Frankie, you can't get 3 pennies, okay? That's how cheap we are. And Chris, let me be honest with you. The only way I'm watching any UFC type pay-per-view event is if I go and take my computer monitor and my microphone to like BW3 Wild Wings and get there early enough that I can get a table to where some a-hole isn't crowding over on top of me. So my chances of watching that match, unless you can somehow get it to my house for free, it's probably going to be
or get it up on StreamYard for us. Either way.
I got a Fire Stick. That's the only way I get it.
See, there you go. Maybe I'm the one that's missing out. I didn't get on the Fire Stick revolution.
I do just want to say this as for Unscripted loyalty here. We do not promote any illicit streaming.
We don't. I didn't solicit Chris to say that, but I was just amazed at it. Okay, I'm completely
I had to get it out there for us, Jay. Cover ourselves. You never know who's watching these.
Hey, Chris, we love you, man. As always, man. And if you don't know this, Chris Gonzo is gonna be with us when we do our WrestleMania. So you can get more Chris. He's always on our show, Chris. You know that. And I will always give you the link. You come when you want to come on. But you will get us definitely April 2nd and 3rd, and Chris will be there to give us all of his expert advice, along with Logan and Frankie and I believe Chris Robinson and God knows whoever else wants to come on. I'll put the link out in the comments, and you can just come on if you want to. And we're going to have a good time. It's going to be a great time, and hopefully everybody will join us and give great comments, great feedback. And if you wanted to talk about anything, please put it in the comments. We will always talk about whatever the hell it is you guys want to talk about. And I do understand gas prices are freaking high.
Gas prices are terrible right now.
Hey, let me say this. We're going to end. I don't want to go down this rabbit hole too far, but I'm going to say this. You know, gas prices are high. Now listen now. I live 3 blocks away from a Walmart. I live 3 blocks away from the VA. Do you think I get in my car and drive to either one of those spots? Hell no. I will carry 8 bags of groceries 3 blocks before I drive my car 2 feet. That's how bad gas prices are. I hope the economy gets better. Again, I can tell you right now, folks, 3,000. I'm not going to say the exact number because if I do, I'll probably get in trouble. But there's a lot of people deploying out of Fort Stewart going to the Ukraine. And they're not going there to go on vacation. So just keep the Ukrainian people in your thoughts. Keep the U.S. women and men that are servicing overseas in your thoughts. And I'm going to keep them in my thoughts for sure and pray for them every night because what they're doing, I know what they're doing. I know where they're going, and I know how they're doing it. And I know what they're sleeping in. I know what the conditions are, and it's not pleasant at freaking all. So keep them in your thoughts, people. Again, Logan, Chris, Frankie, Robert Strite, all the people who make Unscripted, Freddie, Jay Ness, Mike Hughes, God, the list goes on and on. We appreciate everybody who makes Unscripted what Unscripted is. And we will catch you guys next time on Saturday. We will have a whole list of new topics to talk about and some wrestling. And we're going to make it as much as interesting as we can make it for you guys. Again, if you want to make it more interesting, throw your comments, throw your topics in the comments, and we will talk about it. Until next time, this is Unscripted. And Logan, I hope I can remember where to go to end this program.
You got this shit.
Whole sports all plays.
All day, baby.
Whole sports all plays. Hard sports all plays. 365, we making up plays. We talking the game, get you through the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. Hitting the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, like working your faces. Scratch up the field, so tie the laces. Hard sports all plays.